Outside on the corner where I caught the bus, thinking in my head it's colder than I thought it was. Sometimes life is like that, and you just quiver your lips, whisper a wish, hoping someone might give us deliverance. Now deliver this message, think I could live with this message. You could just give a few seconds to come and sit in my presence. And yes, it is so precious, yes, it is a blessing. Next, I'll attempt to express it with every heavy breath, cause just to make it worth it, and just to make it real, you always made it perfect, and that's the way I feel. Sometimes we think too much, and we lose control, but it's not what you know, no, it's who you know. Days that will not end, I'm sure you've had them too, wishing you're still in bed, and yet we have to move. This is what passion do, this is what passion does, it's on my planets too.
Hey everyone, it is Friday evening, it is me, Dukect Live here on the Dukect Lounge. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 guests here, right here. Hopefully you like the show, and hopefully you will continue to spread the word and all that good stuff. So anyway, okay, let's get this thing started. We got some big things to talk about in the rest of the world. But first, something that is big happening in the video game world, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, Nintendo has started, big game giant Nintendo, has started claiming ad revenue on user-created YouTubes and such. And most of those Nintendo's going after is Let's Plays of newer type titles and such. For example, I think the one big one, one of them was, I think hopefully people in the chat can correct me or what have you. It was basically some people with new games like the new Luigi's Mansion or what have you, and games like that, which is very interesting to me. And to me, when every time companies do this, Sega did this, and others did this as well, it always seems to blow back on them. It always seems to go back on the people who want to, try to corral these people. Always try to do that, to really, think they're doing something right. But I don't see this actually being a real positive interest for Nintendo, because honestly, there's a lot of people who go on these Let's Plays, who watch Let's Plays, who do these Let's Plays and what have you, and honestly, this is what they do. This is what they are. They tell people what these games are, have the personal experiences, from old school Nintendo games to the newest stuff. I mean, I watch, stuff like Chuck Conroy, Super Gaming Brothers, Game Grumps, Let's Plays from other lesser-known people like Tiger from, live Let's Plays, from Tiger from the Mud to MMO, what have you, that type of stuff. I watch all these type of Let's Plays. These are very good stuff, and I guarantee I miss a lot of them and what have you, and, other things that other people would have. And I want to really get this thing. I really want this to people, and I want to see in the chat room. And remember, you can call in. It's toll-free. You can call in. That's all you got to do. In the call, if you call in, you have the call-in number. If you want to call in, the number is 724-444-7444. Again, the number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID, which is the most important, the call ID is connecting me, Dukect, connect to this show. It's 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. All right, and I want, because I hopefully these guests or what have you, probably the reason why I put this up, to see their thoughts about it. I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the chat room. And not only that, people, this is a podcast that will be put on Blip, YouTube, ScrewAttack, all this type of stuff, all the gaming stuff right here. A lot of people want to talk about this because I want to hear what your comments about, what have you, because this is something major. This could be something, a real type game breaker that could change all this type of stuff. It could change a lot of things for the positive and the negative for gaming or what have you. But it's this thing, again, I think this is going to really, I hope Nintendo rethinks this, because this stuff right here is probably a slippery slope for people who a lot of people, who not only for Let's Plays, but what about people who just make reviews? I just saw a Spoonie review on Final Fantasy 13, and he made his criticisms and what have you, and these things make sense, and most of the gaming and all that type of stuff makes sense. In fact, I'm trying to get into video game reviewing myself, but what happened? And if I say something negative about something or a game that I don't like about, bam, I might just be completely gone. Like this did just completely and could just completely and utterly just, can just really put this into a very bad place. This could put us, say that, oh, you can't do this because you're saying something negative about my game or what have you. Pop, gone. This is gone. That's gone. And with the way of game reviewing nowadays, and honestly, at some points, man, I look at some of these game reviews from, stuff from GameSpot or Game Informer and game trailers and what have you, IGN. For the most part, they're not really that good. I mean, to me, this is one of the most problems about the gaming industry right now is that you can't really trust the reviews. And honestly, I play some of these games. I'm like, for example, I just recently bought Crysis 3, and most of you said it was great, everything else, but man, I played it. It was good for a while, but I'm like, it's very clunky and what have you, and I just turned it back in. I was like, man, this is a waste of $50, $60. That sort of thing. And maybe I should have watched that walk through a Let's Play about that, because I think it would have been probably been a better experience if I did that. And I think it would be a better experience if a lot of people did, like get like a fresh take of other people and other situations and such. And I know I'm just one person, and this is a opinion and what have you, but this stuff what Nintendo's doing, basically, trying to shut these things down, and I honestly what they're trying to do is trying to make money, put the money back into their own coffers, what have you. But to me, in the long term, they're doing this wrong, because in the long term, people will start getting interested in these games, and it forces the people who are developing them, like, hey, if this game's good, people will come and buy it and what have you. If the game sucks, well, you know what? If the game is terrible, guess what? They're going to have to take it on the chin. They're going to have to do that. So that's what it is, and that's what I'm hopefully is going to be something very sorry. This is something that you have to really look into. But hey, that's just my personal opinion, and I hope I chased away one guest. Hope I didn't chase away all of you. But anyway, that's what I thought about this. I think it's a very, very bad idea, and I hope that Nintendo gets it through their thick skulls and what have you. That honestly, and there's a lot of good stuff from Nintendo. In fact, just on the Nintendo Direct feeds, they have this great Sonic and this new great Sonic game, and then you have all this other stuff like they're not going to do E3, which is I think is a good idea. That they're not going to do E3. They're going to do like a very special thing with Best Buy. That they should have them at local Best Buys and letting them play game. People are like, wow, man, this is going to be great. I would like that. That like stuff like that really puts my man Nintendo. You're really getting it, but when I hear stuff like this, I'm like, you know what? Again, you guys are just one step forward, two steps back, and this is why I think it's really hard. Just really is something that I just don't think it's going to work in the end. So that's just my little rant on it. Hopefully, you guys are not going to. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And if you have any more, continue on the comments, chat room, all that type of stuff. Continue your stuff in the comments. And if you want me to hear a full-on video about it, let me know. And, that's it for me on this little subject. We're going to be right back, and we're going to be talking about previewing, going back to pro wrestling. That's right. We're going to be previewing WWE Extreme Rules. And, boy, the only thing I'm looking right now is the extreme stupidity of the WWE. But, hey, comes to the territory. But that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, DCT here. We'll be right back. Right after this. Thank you for joining me here on the Dukect Lounge. live here on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me, Dukect. And it is time for me to talk about Extreme Rules here, live here on the Dukect Lounge. Phone number, as always, is 724-444-7444. Let's get the number is 724-444-7444. Call ID, connect me, Dukect, 92417. Again, the call ID is 92417. I got guest 3 and guest 4 here. On one of them, I think, is Nick on Twitter. I hope you have a good time, what have you. Anyway, let's get into some wrestling, and let's get into Extreme Rules. All right. First up is the pre-show as The Miz takes on the mustachioed one, Cody Rhodes. All right, now let's see. Do I care about this match? No. Will it be good? Well, I like The Miz, I like Cody Rhodes, and I think it could be halfway decent, but in the end, it's a pre-show match, and this match has no consequence whatsoever. So, yeah, I don't really care about this one. Anyway, next up to a match I definitely don't care about. Chris Jericho, Y2J, taking on Go. Yeah, I don't care about this match either, because I think these two guys, honestly, as cool as Dean, yeah, yes, Nick, give The Miz the dark match title. Okay, Chris Jericho, Fandango, I don't care about this match. They had a very piss-poor one at WrestleMania. If you watch my WrestleMania review, if you haven't, the link will be down in the description. It's on DukectProductions.com. Again, it's at DukectProductions.com, where I post not only this podcast, but this my last review of standing reviews. Again, this is I'm not looking forward to this match. Maybe they will surprise me with an extra gimmick, but I don't care. Next up, a match I do care about is Kofi Kingston taking on Dean Ambrose for the United States Championship. This could be very interesting because you don't know which way it can go. It can go one way, go another. It can go where Kofi Kingston, they could win this match. Wouldn't surprise me at least, but they all been really heavy pushing the Shield, and I think if they did get the U.S. Championship, I think this would really work for them. Or I would not be surprised if they have Kofi beat him here, or some type of shenanigans, what have you, to have Kofi keep the belt, because I think as good as this match could be with Dean Ambrose, I think this one with the rest of the Shield, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus Team Hell No, Daniel Bryan and Kane, they are going to probably win this match hands down. These two are going to win. And I sense a free bird type system that you're going to actually have 3 guys. You don't know who's going to defend the belts. You have Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. You have Seth Rollins with Dean Ambrose tagging. Then you can have Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. You know, that type of thing, which I think it could be a very interesting type of function. But yeah, I have a feeling that the Shield is going to win the WWE Tag Team Championships. But, you know, again, the U.S. title, I don't really know, but I got a feeling that Kofi Kingston will retain probably a DQ or pay Dean Ambrose wins. I think that would really set up a really good idea for the Shield to have the U.S. and the Tag Team belts would be nice. Next up in an Extreme Rules match is as the Viper, Randy Orton, taking on the giant KO machine, The Big Show. Yeah, I don't care about this match. Again, first off, if you really want to be technical, Randy Orton cost the Big Show and Sheamus the match at WrestleMania. They did. Sheamus was going to tag in Big Show, and Big Show was probably going to take all 3 of them out. But of course, Randy Orton, again, you know, being the Viper, and you know, I think honestly Randy Orton was the heel in that match. But that would have been interesting. But hey, the way WWE put it as is Randy Orton Randy Orton was the good guy, and they still can't trust Big Show, even though he had no idea not to be trustworthy because he actually was doing a pretty good job in the match. But that's just me. But honestly, I have Randy Orton beating the Big Show because honestly, at this point, I don't really care for Big Show, and I don't think anyone else cares about him either. Next up in a strap match, we have Sheamus taking on the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. And I see this going as Sheamus' way. I think Sheamus wins this match cleanly because I think it should be really good for him. I think this could actually be, because I don't see Mark Henry as good as he is, and that's how he does. I don't really care for it. Sorry. I don't really care. I'm not saying I don't care, but I do like Mark Henry, but it's time for him to go. I think it's time for him to step away and get those new guys a shot. Next up is the number one contender, I Quit match between Alberto Del Rio. Born in America. Dang it, got the thing switched up. Born in Mexico, made in America. Yeah. Oh, gosh. That's still a stupid gimmick. Taking on the Weed the People, Jack Swagger. Honestly, I think Alberto Del Rio wins. And the reason why, and let's get before this matchup, before I get into it, I forgot this. Dolph Ziggler, this was originally going to be a triple threat ladder match. But since Dolph Ziggler got a concussion via the hands of Jack Swagger, he is take this pay-per-view off since he is still recovering from it, this major concussion. So we have this match. We have Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger. And again, I think this could be an interesting match. Maybe this will probably be better than the WrestleMania match, hopefully, as Alberto Del Rio picks up the victory, and we will have Jack Swagger go away, and hopefully have Zeb Culper dump him and, hey, pick up Cody Rhodes or something like that. Hell, I'll take him and Cody Rhodes, and Rhodes Scholars would actually be more interesting with that, but that's just me. And then we have our steel cage match as the King of Kings, the ass kicker, Triple H, taking on the monster Brock Lesnar. I mean, Brock, I don't really care. You know what? The WWE has done it. The WWE has taken every mystique away from Brock Lesnar from feuding with Triple H. And let me tell you something, people. I am a fan of Triple H. I loved him, man. I mean, I watched him when I was a kid. I was cheering for him when he was that snob. And I always said this. I always thought when I was a little kid, why are they booing the guy who actually dressed cleanly and nice and was really proper to the people? Why are they booing him and cheering guys like Harry Godwin and nothing like that? Seriously, man. Wrestling fans need to have some better, they have to take better care of themselves. And then and Triple H built himself up, and he was great, and I loved him, and the old DX, and he was quite funny, and the new DX. Then, he retired. I think he's still retired, and honestly, I was like, okay. He was getting this. Then he got into the Punk storyline, which I did not like. Then he went to Undertaker, which honestly the first Undertaker match was very good. I enjoyed that immensely. The second one was a bit of a taper off. Then he went to this Brock Lesnar feud. Oh God, I can't take this anymore. Brock Lesnar. Yeah! No. That first SummerSlam match was horrible. And the WrestleMania match was even worse. Again, the only thing positive was Brock Lesnar screaming. That was it. Anything else was good. Shawn Michaels Super King Heyman was not even interesting. But, of course, I have Brock Lesnar winning because he needs to have something. But I wouldn't put it past the WWE to actually have Triple H win and make him tap out. Hell, they're about to make him tap out at WrestleMania. But, yeah. At this point, screw it. And you know what? The WWE has just wasted $5 million. It's amazing to me that the WWE, in their ego, has wasted $5 million. $5 million on Brock Lesnar to basically job to Triple H. And honestly, who's the fool here? Brock Lesnar or the guy right here, this guy right here, Triple H, the WWE paying him that money. It's just amazing how the WWE is just completely and utterly just wasted their time and money in this thing. And last but not least, the WWE Championship match as our last man standing versus John Cena, the WWE Champion, taking on Ryback in his new heel persona. Ryback rules. Oh boy, I mean, wow. Just wow. Why did they turn Ryback heel? Because they just couldn't do anything with The Rock, really. I just amazed by that. And secondly, John Cena with this supposed bruised Achilles and not having it. You know what? I don't wish injuries. I will never do that again. I will never, ever, ever wish injuries and such. But John Cena and WWE are just really pushing it. They're pushing it, and honestly, if this happens, if John Cena legitimately gets hurt on this thing, on this pay-per-view, legitimately gets hurt, and he's out for 9 months, the blame was squarely, and not only on John Cena's lap, but also the WWE's. For WWE for not pushing or actually recognizing anyone else with talent. Everyone else has been squandered and been completely misused just to please Cena. And now they're basically going to sacrifice Ryback. And then after that, what else is there for him to do? What else is there for John Cena to do? What monsters can he slay? I'm serious. What monsters can John Cena slay? There's nothing. Absolutely nothing for the John Cena. There's nothing there for him anymore. There's nothing there for the character anymore. There's nothing, absolutely nothing for John Cena to do in the WWE. He has done it all. He has done it all, beat them all, and everything else in between. There's nothing for him to do. And I don't want to sound mean or very up at everything else, but that's the facts. John Cena, there is nothing for him to do. He has climbed every mountain. He has climbed every mountain. He has won every big match. There is nothing for him to do. And it's a shame because, they turn him heel, there's no real good faith. There's no one out there to prove that he can actually do anything. It's nothing. Absolutely nothing. And until the WWE sees that, until the WWE actually says, you know what, we're actually going to start building some new characters. We're going to start building some new people. We're going to start building new faces that will actually become something important. Build that type of this whole thing. It's just, to me, I just look at this and I'm like, man, when is the WWE going to really, really start doing it? Because I want to like the WWE. I want to be something positive, but in the end, nothing really. There's nothing. There's actually nothing really going to make this any better. And it pisses me off. And it just really pisses me off because I want this to become good. I want the WWE to become good. I want them to actually become a very positive force, something that you can say, you know what, as much as the WWE sucks or anything else, at least they're trying. But at this point, I just don't care. I just don't care at all. And until the WWE sees and, tries to make it better, they won't. And it's a shame because as much as everyone likes them, just basically just puts them in the same position over and over again. All right, I'm just ranting at this point. And you know what? I have nothing else to talk about. So this is the end of the show. Thank you all so much for listening here on the Dukect Lounge live. And remember, if you like this thing, remember, spread the word, tell your friends. But also, remember, people who are listening on this on my on my YouTube, Blip, Screw Attack, Back Out Glasses 4 page, and all that type of stuff. Remember, we are doing this live every Friday night here on TalkShoe.com, and hopefully you can join me, Duke CT, and all these other great people here, guest 4 and guest 3. Thank you so much for participating here. Both of you guys are awesome. Remember, spread the word, tell people, comments, criticisms, tell me if I'm doing good, bad, or how I suck, or what have you. I'll take anything I can get at this point. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to Duke CT Lounge. Duke CT here. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.